Countdown to Easter, Day 4, Saturday, the Sabbath. Hi, I'm Andy Rowland, a retired vicar living in Earl's Court in London. I've written a book called Jesus the Troublemaker, a novel about his last 8 days of Jesus, or as he would have been called in his own language, in Aramaic, Yeshua. Here is what happened on the Saturday, on the Sabbath. We're not told anything that happened, but he definitely would have gone to synagogue. The synagogue was crowded. Apart from the normal local congregation, Zacchaeus was there with an apparently permanent look of surprise on his face. Yeshua had brought along his 12 trainees, together with his mother and several of his women followers, all wearing quality clothes. They obviously had their own means of support and were key funders of Yeshua's ministry. After the reading of the Torah and the Haftarah, the law and the prophets, the synagogue leader sent Yeshua a message saying, "Rabbi, if you have any word of exhortation for the people, please give it." Yeshua went to the front and sat down on the teaching seat. A rapt hush fell on the congregation. "My brothers and sisters, I guess you're still asking for yourselves about my meeting up yesterday with my good friend Zacchaeus." A murmur of mixed approval and disapproval ran round the hall. "Let me ask you a question. When do you ask the doctor to come and see you? When you're well or when you're ill?" "Well, you know the answer to that." "Well, that's why I've come. I, the Son of Man, have come to look for and to liberate the lost. Let me tell you a story. A man had 2 teenage sons, and you know what teenagers are like. One midsummer, the man organised his servants for the grape harvest. He asked his 2 boys to help and so speed things up. One said, "Oh, give me a break." And the other said, "I'll go right now." But in fact, the first one, grumbling a bit, took off his house clothes and worked alongside his father's servants. The second son did nothing. Now, which one did what his father wanted? "The first one," shouted someone in the congregation. "Exactly," said Yeshua. "Yeah, you all knew Yochanan. He baptized just a few miles from here. And who embraced his message of having to make a new start? Was it the priests or the learned rabbis? Or was it the tax farmers and the escorts? The ones everyone despised. They knew they had to wipe the slate clean with God. That's why, in the economy of heaven, the last will be first and the first last." Yeshua stood up and resumed his place in the middle of the congregation. The excited buzz that arose stopped as the synagogue leader started intoning the prayers, but started up again as the service ended, and everyone went back home for the Shabbat lunch. For the remainder of the day, apart from the early evening meal, they rested in obedience to the Sabbath.